Hey guys, welcome to the first episode of our JavaScript journey on Break the Code, where we take coding step by step with simple examples anyone can follow. Today, we're answering the big question, what is JavaScript? And we'll write your first few lines of real code together. So let's dive in. JavaScript is a programming language that runs in your web browser. It helps bring websites to life by making them interactive. Think of it like this. HTML is the structure, CSS is the style, JavaScript is the brain that adds movement, logic, and interactivity. Some things built with JavaScript are like image sliders on a website, clicking a button to show or hide something, online calculators, even entire apps like Gmail or Twitter. But where does JavaScript run? Originally, JavaScript only worked in browsers, but today it can run just about anywhere, even on servers with tools like Node.js. In this series, though, we'll start by writing JavaScript in a tool called RunJS, which is perfect for beginners. It gives us instant feedback and lets us focus just on the code. So you can head to runjs.app where you can download the free or paid version. I will be using the paid version, but you're welcome to use the free version. Alternatively, on their website, you can go to runjs.app/play and use it for free on their own website. So I have here RunJS open on my Mac, and just to give you a quick introduction, on the left-hand side, that's where we'll be typing JavaScript. So think of it as the input. And on the right-hand side, that's where the console is, and think of it as the output. Now in JavaScript, and in many other languages as well, you can write comments so that they don't actually, so that basically they get ignored by the language itself. So in this case, we want JavaScript to ignore something. And the way we do it in JavaScript is with // or if you're on a Mac, you can do command / as a shortcut. And anything that you type here, as you can see, if I can spell correctly, anything that you type here will not be output in the console. Now, if we remove these, then RunJS is going to try to render this, but this is not valid JavaScript, so that's why we're getting an error here. We're getting this error that anything is not defined. So again, we just turn this into a comment, and now we want to start with the first example. That is basically the classic hello world. Okay, so what we want to use here from JavaScript is a method called console log. So this is gonna log to the console. So the console again is here, and we want to log a text in this case. And the text is gonna be hello world. So as you can see, we have this method console log, and then we input the text here. So this is our input. And in the console, we see the text hello world. This is our output. We now move to example 2, and which is basically doing simple math. So here again, we want to use console log, but this time, instead of text, we're simply gonna be using it like a calculator. So we want to have a mathematical expression in here. So 5 + 5. And then JavaScript will calculate that. So it's 10. You can do 10 - 5, which is 5. You can do 10 × 5, which is 50, or 10 divided by 5, which is 2. So again, here JavaScript acts like a calculator when you give it numbers and operators. Move on to example 3, which is storing values in variables. So again, the idea here is that we want to declare a variable and we want to assign a value to it. In JavaScript, there are three ways you can do this. There's var, const, and let. We will cover all of those in the future, but for now, we're just gonna use let. So we're gonna say let name equal Sarah. So what we've done here is we used let to declare a variable called name, and then we assigned it a value, Sarah. So think of it this way. So Sarah now is contained in the variable name. So if we console log this, console log, and let's say hi, and then we concatenate, and then name, we get hi Sarah. So again here, the name, which is this variable that holds this value at the moment, Sarah, that's what you get here, Sarah. So if we change that to Peter, now this value has been assigned to the same variable name, and since we are using the variable here, we get Peter as the output here. So that's how it works. You declare a variable with let. The name of the variable in this case is name, and then you use equals, and then the value, which is a text, in this case a string, and then when you console log it, you will see that name, the actual value of that name here, Peter. And here also we use space, because if we don't use space, it's going to look like this. So that's why we use space. Okay, so now let's do a practice exercise. And what I want you to do here is basically, first I need you to create a variable called age and set it to your age. Then I want you to log this sentence which is basically I am blank years old. Okay. But I want you to use the variable instead of typing the number manually. So pause the video here and just have a go at it, and then you can resume the video and you'll see the solution. So the solution is, again, you want to declare a variable called age and you want to assign it a value, let's say 25. Then we will use the method console log, and again we want to console log this sentence, which is I am space concatenate age and then years old. So as you can see here, it says I am 25 years old. Again, this is why we're using spaces here, so we don't end up with this. And anything that we change here, whatever new value you assign to the variable age, that's going to be rendered by JavaScript, and you will see the output again here in the console. So again, this is the input and this is the output. So that's it, you did it. You've just written your first few lines of JavaScript. In the next episode, we'll go deeper and talk about different types of values in JavaScript, like numbers, strings, booleans, and more, with lots of examples, of course. If you found this helpful, hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. And remember, the best way to learn to code is to practice. So keep playing with those examples, and see you next time.